Freelance writer and author Kyle Doucette here. Realized while editing my last video that I said something inaccurate. The Thing is not my favorite movie. It is definitely one of my favorite movies, but my all-time favorite, always going to hold the #1 slot until something else comes along that makes the same emotional impact, is The Matrix Revolutions. Feel free to judge me on that. I've heard over the past 23 years that it is not the most popular Matrix movie. In fact, one great filmmaker, Quentin Tarantino, said that The Matrix Reloaded and Revolutions were so bad that it retroactively affects the quality of the first one. I have a bit of a funny relationship with the Matrix movies because I went to see it in theaters when it was first released. It was a good movie, don't get me wrong, very entertaining, but I pretty much promptly forgot that it existed. Except for the scene where Morpheus was telling Neo about future history. At that moment, my interest was truly piqued because I wanted to know everything there was to know about the man-machine war, or the machine-man war, whatever you want to call it. And I wanted all the gaps filled in between what we would call the present, when humanity reached its peak in the late 1990s, and Matrix times, whenever those were, or are, or would be. The other part of the movie I remembered was, of course, Hugo Weaving's portrayal of Agent Smith. One of my top 3 favorite movie characters, if not #1 favorite villain. Take that, Darth Vader. Take that, Darkseid. And Emperor Palpatine. Oh, speaking of which, since I've already confessed that The Matrix Revolutions is my favorite movie, I'm also more of a prequels Star Wars fan. And I liked the first Suicide Squad movie a lot more than I liked the second. But on a more practical note, back at the turn of the century, that makes me feel old, I pretty much forgot The Matrix existed because there were so many other movies coming out at the time. The Phantom Menace, The Mummy, I think the second Austin Powers movie, The Green Mile, Fight Club, just to name a few. I think Saving Private Ryan came out around that time too. It kind of just faded away in my memory, at least. Also faded away because I didn't own a computer at the time, and I wasn't online very often. So this hacker, cyberpunk shtick just wasn't for me. What changed? I got a computer, dial-up I think at the time, for the internet connection. And the marketing campaign began with The Matrix Online. I logged on, having some slight memories of Agent Smith and the man-machine war. And next thing you know, I found a website that was full of future history, short stories, comics. All the stories I wanted and more were there. I devoured all of that. The story about B166ER, etc. I saved all those comics and short stories from the website. They were for free, and still read them occasionally to this day. Then the movie came out, and I was disappointed.